Welcome to another edition of Islanders Insider. I'm Stephen King, and we're coming to you from the locker room today here on the campus of Texas A&M University, Corpus Christi. We're going to be talking Islander men's hoops with head coach Willis Wilson. Also, Islander volleyball with head coach Steve Greene. We also have a special feature focusing on the art of the still. I'll tell you more about that coming up. Right now, let's talk some men's hoops, though, with the head coach of Islander men's basketball, Coach Willis Wilson. Coach, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm really good, really good. We're getting into the flow. Lots and lots of things happening right now. More and more sports underway. You guys are getting that much closer to getting into full swing. So it's an exciting time here on the island, that's for sure. One of the exciting things that happened recently is that we have officially put out our schedule. And let's talk a little bit about our schedule and stuff, because there's always some interesting dates to point out. You know, one thing in particular, we have some good and tough road games this year. You know, we're going to Baylor, Ole Miss, Georgia. Kind of tell us about those selections.
Well, they're all top-notch competition.
Absolutely.
Teams that have national reputations, teams that have done some significant things in the college basketball landscape, and it's an opportunity for us to learn. Our hope, our desire, is to be able to play that level of competition in the NCAA tournament. So we're going to be tested, obviously, in those basketball games, especially the fact that they're on the road. But it'll be an opportunity for our young team to learn. We've got a number of young guys that need that type of experience, and our hope is that we can use that experience going into conference play and hopefully in the postseason, so that we're an Islander basketball team that can play with the level of excitement and aggression that we've become accustomed to.
That's all part of your pre-conference schedule. Of course, conference will get underway, I think, in late December is when things will get rolling. And when we start things here at home, we got an interesting three-game stretch. We have three-game stretch starting at the very end of December, right into the first couple weeks of January, with Lamar, Northwestern State, and Sam Houston State. I bring those up because I think they're interesting. Lamar and the Islanders, it's a slugfest, guaranteed, every time, no matter what. Northwestern State's bringing back the former player of the year, Jalen West, and great kid that he is, glad to see him on the floor, but he's going to be a handful. And of course, Sam, everybody knows about what goes on between us and Sam.
Well, I'll just start out with Lamar. Lamar is immensely improved, and they're a program that really wants to make their mark in the Southland Conference. They've done a number of things on the periphery with facilities and upgrades and that sort of thing, but they've done a great job in the recruiting area. And Coach Price, he's done a terrific job, as you pointed out. It's been a slugfest every time we take the court with those guys, so we expect nothing different.
No doubt
in that regard. Jalen West, Northwestern State. Now that's an amazing story. He will come back for a seventh year to finish out his eligibility, and in his defense, he's had such a hard time with injuries, and some pretty severe injuries. And from everything that I've experienced with Jalen West, he's a great kid. He deserves this opportunity, but he makes them a contender.
Absolutely.
And if he gets healthy, he could be a Player of the Year candidate in this conference. And then to close out with Sam Houston, what do you say? I mean, every game we've had with them has been a slugfest. I think 8 out of the last 9 times we've played, it's come down to a 4-point game.
That's right.
Both teams have come out victorious on one side or the other in some of those close ball games, and so you don't expect anything less from Sam Houston. You
got some new kids that are going to be coming in this year that are going to experience a lot of this for the very first time, this type of attention, this type of pressure, this type of competition for the very first time. Let's talk a little bit about your freshmen. First, of course, you got the Ray brothers, Sean and Dion, coming out of Porter High School. And I watched a YouTube clip with them about why they came here. And all they kept saying about was, I love the coaching staff, and this is a family here. And they adopted that immediately. But tell me about the Rays.
Yeah, they're guys that are they're the nicest, most polite guys off the floor. And when they get on the floor, it's like a Jekyll and Hyde experience.
Sure.
They play with such tenacity and passion. And they're very genuine. The word authentic, I think, often is overstated, but I think those guys are incredibly authentic. You just know what you're going to get out of those guys. They know what it means to compete at a high level, and that's one of the things that really excites me, is that they're not going to be afraid of anybody as we take the basketball court for this campaign.
You have Miles Smith joining us out of Klein High School, a former teammate of Elijah Schmidt back when he was in school. Trey Gray out of Oakland, California. His connection goes all the way back to Hamid Ali. Great to see somebody from Northern California representing here once again, and locally Peyton Smith, the 5A MVP from last year from Veterans Memorial, all part of the team.
Peyton has been an interesting story from a walk-on standpoint. You typically look at guys like that and you say, hey, just go to the side there and kind of stay out of the way. Peyton has been a nice addition to our basketball team. The good news with Peyton is he's a guy that you don't notice. And that just means he's so incredibly sound, so incredibly solid. And he's doing a great job on the basketball floor. He's doing a great job off the floor. He's a great teammate. And he's a great addition to this program, especially to have somebody of his caliber as a local guy in our program. With Miles and with Trey, I think those guys, their upside is just incredible.
Yeah.
They're going to be incredible players for us, and they're going to make an impact this year.
Last time we were here, we talked a little bit about Hurricane Harvey and the impact it had on the Coastal Bend. Your team had a chance to go see it up close and personal, go out in there and do some volunteer work, go help. Hopefully, what was the takeaway they got from that?
I think a number of things that really stood out. Obviously, just being able to see that, for a young person to be able to see that with their own eyes, I think they just developed an appreciation for all of the things they have, and how fortunate we were as an institution, how fortunate they were as individuals to not be impacted to the degree that some of the folks across the Bay were impacted. I think the other takeaway is that they were excited to be able to help somebody. They were really excited to serve and give something back to this community in a very tangible way, and we were only able to help one family.
But there was a lot of work for one family.
There was a lot of work for one family, and I think that was the last takeaway, is just there's a lot to do. There's still a lot to do in this community.
There's no doubt. Well, folks, it's exciting. Things are coming around for us right now. October 25th, we've got Islander Invasion coming up. We hope everybody comes out and be a part of it, when we introduce the teams to everyone. Should be a great day. Coach, any final thoughts on that?
Practice is here. That means it's basketball season. Let's get it rolling.
Let's get it rolling. Coach Willis Wilson joining us here in the locker room once again. Right now, let's send it out to Tamsyn Stonebarger with an Islanders update.
Thanks, Stephen. I'm here at the Dugan Wellness Center on the campus of Texas A&M Corpus Christi, and here is your Islander update. Islander Volleyball started Southland Conference play on the road in Louisiana. They captured their 43 consecutive win against a Southland opponent on Saturday, September 30th, against McNeese. Islanders men's basketball tipped off their season with their first official practice of the year.
It feels good to be back on the court, last year though, so it's kind of bittersweet. But we happy to be out here and get ready to work and get ready for the season to start.
Islanders tennis hosted the Islander Open, where Marina Bensons-McKell earned her first individual title in the women's single championships.
This is a special result for us to have Marina win the Islander Open. Marina really stands for all the good values that we teach so much here. Marina was our 7th player as a freshman, our 6th player last year, and she really represents everything you appreciate as a coach. Hard work, grit, determination. We gave this girl a game plan of things to go work on in the summer, and she obviously worked her tail off, improved like crazy. She comes in and she wins the tournament. You have to root for someone like Marina.
We are your scientists. We are your nurses. We are your innovators. We are your champions. We are your Islanders, making a difference in our community every day. That's our Islander impact.
What does it mean to be Southland strong?
It's not just big wins.
It's success in the classroom
and being engaged with service,
family,
passion, integrity,
overcoming adversity,
hard work and dedication,
bettering people around you,
striving for excellence,
leadership and competition
on our campuses
and in our communities.
We are Southland Strong.
Welcome back to Islanders Insider. At this time, we're going to talk some Islanders volleyball with second-year head coach Steve Greene. How you doing, sir?
Good.
Last season, pretty special. 24-8, regular season Southern Conference title, undefeated in league play. You win the conference tournament, and then advance to the NCAAs. You were named Coach of the Year. Your team swept all the individual honors. I mean, it was your first year with the program. Did these things maybe surpass your expectations?
I don't know. I don't really go into it with expectations, honestly. I think
it's fair.
We definitely achieved some of our goals. We left a couple hanging at the end of the year, but I thought the team handled new staff and all the changes that come with that, as well as some new players coming in, and there can definitely be some turmoil. But I thought they handled everything throughout the season and really stepped up their game towards the end and had a great conference tournament and went into NCAAs really confident and played well at times there. And overall, it was a really successful season looking back. And, in the moment, you're looking at each game one at a time.
Sure.
But, now looking back, everything looks great. And on paper, it looks like we did everything we wanted, even though at times we were quite stressed. But it was definitely a good season and one to remember for sure.
It's never easy, by no means, but the results were there, and it was successful. As a result, there's some really cool things happened. In particular, over the summer, you had a couple athletes that were invited into some special opportunities. Kristen Nicholson, Brittany Gilpin, both seniors this year. Kristen traveled and competed as part of the U.S. Collegiate National Team in Minnesota, part of that USA Volleyball High Performance pipeline that they were working with. And of course, Brittany, she was able to compete in the European Global Challenge. Amazing. I mean, the Global Challenge, 3-day tournament in Croatia. Along the way, you play other friendly matches in Europe along the way. I mean, how do you feel they benefited from that pretty much amazing experience?
I think both of them really gained a lot of confidence from that. I think, when I came in, I was pretty clear with them that they were talented enough to have those types of opportunities as long as they put themselves in that position. And Brittany Gilpin did an amazing job over the summer, and looks like she'll have some potential to play professionally when she's done here. And, and Kristen, when she went out to the USA tryout, I was expecting her to hopefully make it, the continental team, and she did, and her confidence has soared since then. And playing at such a high level and playing with people, that are perceived as better than them, and then they stepped up their games and were able to surpass expectations. And so I thought they did an amazing job this summer, and they come back, carrying a different sense of leadership and confidence.
Your season has been underway since, I think, the last week of August, and primarily so much of it on the road. You started with kind of a whirlwind preseason campaign. I don't think there's any other way to describe it, playing in a number of tournaments at SMU, at Michigan State, at the University of Texas. Possibly it could have been considered a top 5 strength of schedule as far as pre-conference schedules are concerned.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. That was part of the plan. I think for us, one of our main goals here is to be successful in the postseason. And if we're lucky enough to win the conference tournament again, we want to be able to compete high level and win the first and second round of the NCAAs and try to get to the Sweet 16. And so that's our goal. And to do that, we need to compete against the best in the country that we can to see where we're at. The best part of playing some of those top teams is they exploit your weaknesses. And so they definitely did that. And we know what we need to work on throughout this season to get ourselves ready in the playoffs.
And you showed fairly well, too, in some of those matchups. Even though you lost in 3 straight to Minnesota, the number 1 team in the country, 2019 and 20 was nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah, we played really well that match. I think our that one definitely will be one we look back at ways that we can possibly steal a set or two in there and change the whole direction of that game. And so we're right there.
As part of that road swing, you were on the road when Hurricane Harvey hit the coastal bend. You have a kind of a unique Hurricane Harvey story yourself, being caught on the road, but you had a lot of help from some good people out there.
We did. We literally evacuated, right before it came, and we're going to be on the road for a couple of days anyway, and ended up staying out for almost 2 weeks. And the SMU athletic department and their fans and everything were awesome. They kind of took us in and let us stay there for about a week. And as we went up to Michigan State, and even the coach at University of Denver, Tom Hogan, reached out to us as well, offering for us to head out to Colorado for a while. And so we had options, and it was really nice for the volleyball community to kind of step up and give us opportunities to feel comfortable.
There's no doubt. Now, on your staff, you've got some new members this year. Kind of tell us about your new assistants. You had Carly Boatwright, your new assistant coach, volunteer assistant Whitney Roth, and we have a new head coach for the beach. Tell us more about it.
Yeah. So Gail Stammer is our new head beach coach. She is someone that I've known for a number of years, and She's one of the most experienced coaches in the country and has had a stellar playing career, stellar coaching career, and has been looking for the right opportunity as a beach coach. And couldn't be more thrilled about bringing her here. She is unbelievable. She's one of the types of coaches that has just a high level of integrity as well as being competitive and able to win. And so she brings everything, and I hope I can learn a lot from just being around her. And she'll bring a lot to this athletic department for sure moving forward. Carly Boatwright, we were able to bring her in. She has high level experience as a player and has some marketing experience as well, and she fits exactly what we were looking for. Somebody with high energy, somebody that's going to move this program forward on the court and off the court as well. And so she's made a huge impact with our middle blockers already and really helped us, especially nursing some injuries. We're working hard in that position. And then Whitney Roth was able to come in and bring her in as an assistant as well. And she is really, really organized, does an awesome job with a lot of the details that I don't handle very well as a head coach. And she has definitely progressed our program, made it so that everything kind of seems seamless, and our players really, really respond to her. And so it's been a great addition to have those two on our staff.
Well, congratulations on your hires. Congratulations on the season to this point. And let's do it again.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
Steve Greene, head coach of Islander Volleyball, joining us here in the locker room. Stay with us, more to come. Islander Insider continues.
Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools for nearly 500,000 student athletes. College sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
I made an impact. We made an impact.
I made an impact.
I made an impact.
Call now for your Islander basketball season tickets. Packages starting at $99.
Now I have one simple question. Will you make an impact?
I made an impact.
I made an impact.
Hice un impacto.
Call now for your Islander basketball season tickets. Packages starting at $99.
I have one simple question. Will you make an impact?
Welcome back to Islanders Insider. At this time, we have a special feature where Tamsyn Stonebarger had a sit-down with Ehab Amin to talk about the art of the steal.
And Amin with another steal. He's had a special year when it comes to his defensive prowess, leading the country in steals.
You had 124 steals last season, kind of unhuman. 218 for your career at Corpus. Like, you lead the NCAA in steals. What does that mean to you?
I mean, it means a lot. Growing up, just playing basketball, was my thing. I like playing defense. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like having the ball on offense too, but I like actually playing defense and stealing the ball. I feel like it's fun. So, I mean, it's the thing that I like doing, so I enjoy doing it. And leading the whole NCAA Division I in any category is huge, so I just feel really honored and blessed.
You're the all-time leader in steals here as well. How do you do it?
I mean, first of all, it's just, I mean, my coaches and teammates put me in the position to succeed, so it's a team sport. I can't just go 1-on-5 and play defense and steal the ball, so my teammates do a great job of pressuring the ball. Our coaches do a great job in our defense and setting how we play defense. So I think it's a team thing, but I just get the reward by stealing the ball. Also, I mean, coaches do a good job scouting report, so I know who passes how and where, and who's gonna dribble and who's gonna pass. So coaches do a great job of scouting report too.
So you talk about how you love defense. Where did that, like, who taught you kind of that tough-minded defensive mentality?
I mean, just growing up playing basketball back home is just, if you want to get the ball to play offense, you gotta play defense and rebound or steal the ball or get a stop. So I actually always try to get a steal so I can get the ball back and be on offense. So it's just growing up.
Do you have like a favorite steal that you've ever had that's like memorable?
Favorite steal? All time or in school? All time? Probably with my national team. I was 15 years old. We were playing in the African Cup in my hometown, Alexandria, Egypt, and it was in the finals. And I mean, I led the tournament in steals too. So it was really fun to play in your hometown and have like that much of steals.
And do you like playing more on ball or off ball?
I mean, I like playing defense, period, but sometimes, I mean, it really depends on the game and the scouting report, because some teams are more like dribble oriented, some teams are like passing kind of team, they don't dribble that much, so it really depends on the games. But I mean, I like shooting passing lanes and gambling and stuff, so I like playing off the ball a little more.
So let's talk about Coach Willis. I know you've been bringing up coaching. What does he bring out of y'all? Like, why do you love playing for him?
I mean, Coach Wilson is probably the greatest motivator I've met in my basketball career. His pregame speeches is probably, and I mean, he just brings everything to the table, and he's a man in the organization. So I feel honored to play under him for the last 4 years. It's been fun, and I just hope the last year will be the greatest.
Like you said, last year in your Islander blue, what's your mentality going into this season? What does it mean to you?
I mean, it means everything. I've been through a lot here, a lot of sweat, blood on this court. So just I want to do that. My school didn't do in like 10 years and win a ring and go to the NCAA, and not just that, but make a run. And everybody in the nation talk about our smaller school and make a big name for the school and make it last year the best year.
And what are your plans after graduation? Pro aspirations?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I love basketball, so I definitely want to do that. I want to play basketball for a living, so I want to play professionally after this year. Still don't know whether that going to be in the NBA or in Europe or wherever it takes me. But
Joe had mentioned one of the words that kind of caught you off guard was wild when you play.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I mean, everybody thinks about it, even coach, all the coaches, like even teammates, they just, like my style of play is kind of different and sometimes it's wild. So, I mean, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but it's a package, so that's what it comes with. Sometimes I take wild shots, sometimes I gamble wild, like do some wild stuff on defense, but I mean,
you would describe yourself as a wild?
I mean, not all the time, man. Sometimes just some wild stuff comes out of me on the court, and you know, I mean, that's what defines me, so take honor of that.
Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools for nearly 500,000 student athletes. College sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
We are your scientists. We are your nurses. We are your innovators. We are your champions. We are your Islanders. Making a difference in our community every day. That's our Islander impact.
Welcome back to Islanders Insider. I'm Tamsyn Stonebarger, and here's what's coming up on the island. Islanders soccer finishes up Southland Conference play this month against Abilene Christian on October 6th, McNeese on October 20th, and ending the home season against Lamar on Sunday, October 22nd at 1 p.m. Corpus Christi Volleyball looks to continue their conference win streak on the road for the beginning of October. They return to Corpus Christi on the 12th to take on Lamar, and on the 14th to take on SFA. Islander Invasion is happening right here in Dugan on Wednesday, October 25th, where you can see your men's and women's basketball teams in action for the first time. Now back to Steven in the locker room.
Thank you, Tamsyn. At this time, I want to thank everybody for being a part of today's show. Head coach Willis Wilson of Islander men's basketball, as well as head coach Steve Greene of Islanders volleyball. Most importantly, we want to thank all of you for tuning in once again. For everybody here at the Islanders broadcast crew, you've been watching Islanders Insider.